What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is my TV show catch-up video. That's right, I've fallen a bit behind in regards to talking about TV shows on my channel. So these are the TV shows that I've watched the last couple months. So I'll go from the beginning to the one that I almost talked about. I almost did a separate video, but after the finale, I just was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to wait until I do a catch-up video. So that's what I'll start with. And then yesterday, which was August 4th of 2024, there was a finale of a certain show. So that's where I'll end. But this will be spoiler-free. There will not be any in-depth discussion of these TV shows. I'll just be talking about them very briefly, giving my rating, and then moving on to the next show. If you do have certain questions or comments in regards to these specific shows for me, you guys can ask in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any and all questions. But guys, enough exposition. Let's get started. So kicking things off, I watched The Sympathizer. This is a show that is directed mostly by Park Chan-wook, and he also created this show. Park Chan-wook is one of my favorite directors. He directed The Handmaiden, Old Boy, Decision to Leave. He is a fantastic director. And he directed, I believe it was the first 3 episodes of this show, and it goes like this. It is, I think it was 7 episodes long. The first 3 episodes are incredible. I absolutely fell in love with the show. The remaining 4 episodes are solid. They're definitely competent, but there is a dip in quality for sure. And I will say, as a whole, I think the show is rock solid. I will say it is very insightful to the Vietnam War, and I really did appreciate the different perspective that Park Chan-wook gave to us. So I liked that, but again, I do think that the show did fizzle out at the end, but I would overall recommend this show because, again, I do think that it is quite insightful, especially to American viewers. There's stuff that I learned about that I was like, oh, wow, I did not learn about this in school. So I'm glad this show exists, and I definitely think it's worth your time. That's why, for me, The Sympathizer, I'll be giving a... So next up, we have The Bear, Season 3. So this was a show that I binge-watched. I think it was, 10 episodes long? But I liked The Bear, Season 3. I will say it's my least favorite of the 3 seasons, but I do think that it is still nonetheless good. I know that it got a lot of backlash because it was more character-driven as opposed to story-driven, but you know something? I kind of liked the character-driven mindset. Specifically, Season 3, Episode 6, I think was fantastic. That was masterful, and it was so relatable. Like, it came out at the right point in my life, so I was very happy that that episode existed. It was incredible. Easily one of my favorite episodes of The Bear. I will say that the last couple episodes I wasn't quite as big of a fan of, which, as you saw with The Sympathizer, that seems to be a common thread with some of these shows that I watched. But overall, I do think that it is good. It's just you have to adjust your expectations. If you were expecting the frenetic nature of Season 1 and 2, that's not really the case with this. The characters are more at ease, if you will. It's not as frenetically paced or edited. It's a lot calmer because, again, these characters are focused on more so than the storytelling in the kitchen. So, again, I still think it's good. I'll definitely be sticking with the show. I think it's good, but I definitely don't want to sit here and say, yeah, it's at the same level as Season 1 and 2. I think it's good, just not great like Season 1 and 2. But nonetheless, The Bear, Season 3, I'll be giving a... And next up, we have The Boys, Season 4. So, The Boys Season 4 was another season of TV that got a lot of backlash, similar to The Bear Season 3, but for different reasons. A lot of people were saying that it was too political, too heavy-handed, and to that, I just have to say this. Have you been watching this show? Like, in both regards, this show has had that at the forefront since the first episode of the show. So for me, I didn't see that as a criticism. I really didn't. Is it a tightly woven season of TV? No. In fact, it's kind of uneven. There are some episodes that are really good, and then some episodes that are just solid. So it is uneven. And I do think that, yes, the finale is intriguing, to say the least. Like, it definitely sets up the final season pretty well. At the same time, it does seem like it is leaning towards the superhero trappings of the genre, which is kind of frustrating because this is a show that claims to start out as something that was subverting the expectations of the genre. So for it to embrace it towards the end is kind of a shame. Although, to be fair, I'm the same person that I wasn't really into the show until towards the end of Season 2. So take what I'm saying about this season for a grain of salt, because I know a lot of people that are like, oh, Seasons 1 to 3 are incredible and Season 4 is a step down. I don't think so. I think it's just a step down from Season 3. But I would say that I enjoyed it much more than Season 1 and 2. But it's still a good season of TV. And that's why, for me, The Boys, Season 4, I'll personally be giving a... Next up, we have Cobra Kai, Season 6, Part 1. This is a weird one because I haven't seen this before where they're breaking this final season into 3 parts. Yeah, that's right. Part 2 is coming out later on this year, I think in December. And then the final part is coming out at the beginning of 2025. So it's an interesting approach for sure. But I think the best way of summing it up is that this is 6 episodes that basically have enough story for a 30-minute episode. Yeah, there really isn't that much that happens. I'm not one of those people that's always like, nothing happens, I don't like this. It's more of just that it's the same old, same old. It's this, like, if you've seen the show, you kind of know what to expect. And if you dig it, you'll enjoy it. But for me, I was just kind of like, this is becoming the Fast and Furious of the Karate Kid franchise. It really is. Like, I already can see that probably one of the villains will become a good guy and become a part of the family. I can see it. That's what's been happening with each season, so I can only imagine that that's going to happen at the end of the season. So for me, I thought it was all right. I'm going to give it a fair rating, and that's why, for me, Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1, I'll be giving a... And last but not least, this is what I finished last night, which was, again, August 4th of 2024, and that is House of the Dragon, Season 2. So, I think that this was a step down from Season 1, for sure, and I will say that I liked the first couple episodes, for sure, especially Episode 4. Episode 4 was really good. But the last couple episodes, I really wasn't a fan of. I struggled with mightily. Like, don't get me wrong, I gave it, like, okay to solidish ratings on IMDb. But I think that for the most part, it was very frustrating with how it was approaching the storytelling. And I do think the characters suffered a bit too because of the storytelling and because of some of the directing choices. And I think the finale itself also just felt like blue balls, the finale, because all it's doing is building up to next season, which we're not going to see for a couple years. Maybe it will play out better when Season 3 is released and you can just binge watch Season 2 and 3 together. But as it stands right now, it did leave a bitter taste in my mouth for sure. I will, of course, watch Season 3 whenever it does come out, but I will say that I think it's a step down from Season 1 of House of the Dragon, but it's solid for what it is, and that's why, for me, I'll be giving House of the Dragon Season 2 a... But yeah, guys, those are my quick thoughts on these TV shows that I watched. Again, if you have any questions about these shows for myself, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer. And as always, I really appreciate you guys for watching with the subscription, notification bell, follow me down on Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.